Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen across our beautiful country of Canada. Welcome back to your favorite Angry Canadian on the 27th day of April 2024. Man, I still have issues, and I think it had to do with the side effects of the new medication, but I'm sorry to say this, but it's fact, diarrhea, and just before I started this video, I was vomiting. Oh, isn't that just lovely? It's amazing. They got so much technology, and there's still, healthcare isn't about curing. It's about treating. So if people are sick, you don't want them to get better, and what the hell's the big pharma gonna do then? Nah, you want to treat them. You want to prolong their shit as long as you can. But that's a whole different story. Right now, I want to show you some videos I've came across that just absolutely blow me away. I believe we have some futuristic technology that is being reverse engineered. And not only by the US, China, Russia, all the nations, the big powerful nations, somehow got technology that is beyond human comprehension. Get a load of this.
A Canadian company has developed a revolutionary material that will also make you invisible. Yesterday's science fiction is gradually becoming a reality. Vancouver-based company Hyperstealth Biotechnology has developed and patented a thin material that, according to its claims, provides quantum invisibility. It is capable of making certain objects almost completely indistinguishable. No power source is required. It is anticipated that in the future, constructions made from such material will be used by soldiers and police officers. The Canadian company is developing special camouflage uniforms used in the armies of the United States, India, Jordan, the United Arab Emirates, Canada, Slovakia, and New Zealand. The foundations for the invisibility fabric were laid as far back as 2010, and now the technology has been presented to the general public. But perhaps the furthest advancement in the development of invisibility cloaks has been made by the Chinese. Reports on Chinese social media indicate the arrival of the first 1,000 invisible military suits in the People's Liberation Army of China. There's no official confirmation, but it's known that Chinese scientists came close to creating this revolutionary technology 2 years ago. The concept of an invisibility cloak may seem more like magic than science, but Chinese researchers are diligently working on creating devices that can scatter and bend light, rendering the object behind them invisible. Previously, such devices attempted to be made based on metamaterials. These materials possess novel properties not found in naturally occurring substances or in the individual particles of the material. However, working with them is challenging, so the decision was made to use molybdenum trioxide. This material could serve as an excellent platform for controlling energy flows due to its unique properties. Modeling results have shown that rolled-up sheets of molybdenum trioxide could replace metamaterials. It already demonstrates nearly perfect invisibility. Recently, the development of invisibility technology has been attracting increasing interest from the scientific community. There are numerous theories and even prototypes for creating invisible materials. However, as reported by Euric Alert, a group of researchers from the University of Extremadura, Spain, has recently been able to demonstrate a technology for electromagnetic object masking based on the refractive properties of certain substances. Currently, the main existing technologies for creating invisibility rely on covering the object with a special substance. Spanish scientists, on the other hand, propose initially adding special additives to the details and materials of the required structures. The researchers use the latest technology called plasma cloaking, which makes not only the covering material but also the object itself invisible. The electromagnetic invisibility effect is achieved by filling the structures with special materials with high dielectric and magnetic properties. Thus, the new method allows achieving invisibility of an object without using any external interventions. Moreover, invisibility using fillers allows the object to interact with its environment without interference from external masking. At the moment, the technique is only applicable to small objects, but the authors of the study believe that it can be improved in the future to be used on larger structures.
China has actually come up with another world's first, Changsha, Hunan Province, an 11-story apartment building that rose up in less than 29 hours. This lightning speed has once again shocked the world. This is the stainless steel building developed by Hunan Yuanda Technology Group. This building is not only the shortest construction period in history, its biggest feature is that the whole building does not use a little reinforced concrete. Is this building really strong? In Changsha, Hunan Yuanda Technology Group held a living building technology conference. The conference debut, an interesting building. This building has 11 floors high, the total floor area of 3,000 square meters, only 29 hours will be completed. The speed can be said to be a big change in the living building, the official claim that it can be built to live 1,000 years. So what kind of building is this living building? Why can it build so quickly and really can live 1,000 years? As you can see in the picture, the construction speed from construction to completion is surprisingly fast. To be precise, the building took only 28 hours and 45 minutes to complete, which is a miraculous speed. In fact, this is not the first time that the world has seen the speed of China, but many foreign friends almost fell off the bar. Such construction speed have been praised, but then, there are many questions. Is the non-reinforced concrete house really strong? What is the difference between it and ordinary reinforced concrete buildings? Today we will get to know. This is like spending decades to develop a mysterious process. The whole living building has 11 floors, covers an area of about 3,000 square meters. The reason why it is called a living building and the way it is built are inseparable. This building not only does not need reinforced concrete, and can even change the layout at will. As if we usually play with building blocks, only need to the various modules for splicing, you can easily build on the material of the entire building using channel steel as beams and columns, with the new board as the floor, because it does not require reinforced concrete. Its structure, walls, windows, mechanical and electrical 100% are factory made. Each house is like a block of building blocks, assembled in advance in the factory, transported to the site can be assembled this building. Live building, the use of modularity to the extreme. A live building only needs 3 modules. One is the core module containing the lift and staircase. The other 2 are the living module and the residence module, which contain water, electricity, gas, and pipelines. On the site, the only thing the master builders have to do is to tighten and reinforce the modules with bolts and then plug in the water and electricity. As a result, 10 floors can be built in a day, except that after the fruit is done, it is felt that the area is not enough, and it can be continued to add residents to the building. What makes people feel brainy is that when it is inconvenient to live in a densely populated area, or when other industries are to be developed, the whole building can be dismantled and moved to other places, which is where the term living building comes from. Apart from the external structure, which was erected at a surprisingly fast pace, it is exciting to note that the internal layout of the flat is quite well organized. Inside this 113 square meter house, there is a spacious living room, clean bathroom, even the home appliances are all complete, and even with smart curtains and other modern additions to the residence, together with warm and beautiful. Good to see here. Many netizens have issued questions. This building construction speeds so fast, and also do not use reinforced concrete. Will not the wind blowing on the run, this can really live? Many people worry that the lightweight stainless steel building materials are too unsafe. In fact, in order to develop this main material, Yuanda Group spent a huge amount of money to spend more than $8 billion, took a full 12 years to research and develop successfully. From the structural point of view, the stainless steel core plate by the upper and lower 2 pieces of stainless steel plate and the middle frame of a layer of thin-walled round core tube combination, with 1083 degrees Celsius oxygen copper lead welding welded into a solid whole, is the 6th generation of the Far Eastern Technology Group's sustainable building technology. Has applied for 63 patented technology. Has been the kind of structure is not only lighter than the traditional structure of 10 times the toughness of 100 times stronger, but also resistant to super earthquakes and typhoons. Is the current application of the highest strength and greatest toughness in the field of construction materials. The field of the highest strength and toughness of the largest material. Reportedly, the entire design structure through a rigorous anti-seismic test, reached a level 9 seismic, can effectively improve the ability to resist earthquakes and typhoons. Even if it suffers an earthquake, the vibration building only becomes deformed and will not collapse like a traditional building. From the life expectancy, reinforced concrete buildings, although the appearance of bright and shiny, but its life expectancy is only a short 50 years of age, and ultimately the concrete building left behind only after the blasting of construction waste. However, the lifespan of this new body material can reach 1,000 years, making reinforced concrete 20 times. Seeing this, many netizens said, if it can really guarantee peace of mind, this is definitely an epic-making product. In addition, this stainless steel core plate material for combination, the weight of the building is only 1/10 of reinforced concrete. According to this weight and current technology, living building can be built up to a maximum height of 160 floors. It is really unimaginable. In addition to strong materials, the whole building will be very comfortable to live in. The construction of living building wall, the drainage pipes are used in the double-layer steel plate, plus a super soundproof material stretches of the structure, not only sound insulation and heat prevention, but also to ensure the stability of the stretches of the thermal insulation wall of 22 centimeters. Thermal insulation capacity is equivalent to the 9-meter thick concrete, coupled with the glass windows of 3 to 4 layers of the window, the shade of the window within the thermal insulation, as well as the heat recovery of new air. Even if the indoor and outdoor temperature difference of more than 10 degrees, air conditioning load is only 10 to 20%, which is also a living building, can be low carbon emission reduction of the core elements. 50% of the world's carbon emissions from the building, the global annual carbon dioxide emissions have been close to 41 billion tons of carbon dioxide. Concentration has increased dramatically, breaking the Earth's heat balance. North and South polar glaciers are melting, and many animals are losing their home base. If we reduce the energy consumption of buildings by 80 to 90%, it will be equivalent to a 40% carbon reduction for the Earth.
Hello people, Gerald here. These solar panels are just like sunflowers. They follow the sun, tilt and pan, and move as the sun moves.
The movement is enabled by solar trackers installed in the farm, increasing solar cell efficiency to reach over 20%. Located at the Dalat Banner in China's Inner Mongolia, the leader from the front solar farm sits in the Kubuchi Desert, China's 7th largest desert. Construction started in 2018, and now over 3 million solar panels have been installed, with future expansion to reach an annual electricity generation of 4 billion kilowatt hours, easily meet the electricity demands of some 2 million households per year. The project shows China's determination for and efforts into its green energy drive.
This Chinese robot recently made a real breakthrough. It's Unitree, a humanoid robot that can walk faster than a human. It can walk and even run at a speed of 12 kilometers per hour, approximately 7.5 miles per hour, covering 10 kilometers in 50 minutes. Due to its advanced mobility capabilities, it can lift boxes, adeptly climb up and down stairs, and even perform vertical jumps. Moreover, it can communicate with humans through speech and gestures, which makes us forget after a while that it is a machine. This is despite the fact that it is currently unable to mimic typical human behavior. The modular structure of the robot allows it to be adapted to the user's needs, and the company plans to add arms to the robot soon, further expanding its capabilities. Thus, the H1 will be able to perform even more complex tasks, such as operating tools or equipment. The price of the H1 is approximately $150,000. In Russia, as well as worldwide, active robotization has begun. For instance, a female robot will be working at a tourist center in Perm. This is the first case in Russia where an android replaces an office employee. The humanoid's face was formed by a neural network based on 2,000 photographs of Russian women. It can imitate around 600 emotions. The robot's tasks include assisting visitors in creating their tourist routes. The humanoid android was created by the Russian company Promobot and has already begun its duties. As mentioned earlier, this is the first case in Russia where a female model Robo-C replaces an office employee. The robot greets visitors, answers their questions, and provides recommendations for creating a tourist route. It also works on increasing the number of visitors to the portal visit perm.ru. The android can communicate in multiple languages and entertain visitors. It has facial muscles, allowing it to mimic over 600 emotions. The face of the new center employee was formed by a neural network based on 200 photographs of Russian women. Researchers from Pennsylvania State University have successfully printed multi-layered living skin directly onto an open wound using a 3D printer for the first time. The printed skin has the potential to regenerate hair follicles, which is already unique. Anatomically, skin consists of 3 layers: the outer epidermis, the middle dermis, and the deepest layer, the hypodermis. The last one, made up of connective tissue and fat, provides structure and protective support to the skull. It is here that hair follicles begin to grow. To create one component of bioink, researchers used human adipose tissue, extracting a network of protein molecules, extracellular matrix, which provides tissue structure and stability. The second component was stem cells obtained from adipose tissue. The third consisted of a blood clotting solution containing fibrinogen, which helped other components bind to the damaged area. A bioprinter with 3 compartments allowed scientists to simultaneously print a mixture of matrix and fibrinogen, along with stem cells with precise control. The fact that the printing occurred directly from the open wound contributed to the formation of the hypodermis, which aids in healing, regulating temperature, forming hair follicles, and much more. Such technology could significantly aid in the recovery of individuals after head injuries. The American humanoid robotics startup, Magic Lab, can boast of its prototype of a new electric 2-legged robot. He is capable of performing forward somersaults, an engineering feat that, according to the company, is a first of its kind, challenging the same movements as the Atlas robot from Boston Dynamics. The Silicon Valley startup launched last year primarily works discreetly on creating a lineup of electrically driven humanoid robots. The company stated that it has developed motor connections and drives for its robots to provide them with a high level of mobility and balance, as evidenced by the robot's ability to perform somersaults. According to the company, potential applications for its robots include search and rescue operations, logistics and transportation, industrial automation, and entertainment. However, the robot's design is still in the development stage. The American startup Figure AI has managed to astonish the world with its humanoid robot Figure 01, designed to eventually replace humans in performing heavy mechanical work. The company is rapidly advancing the project, teaching the robot to walk with balance in less than a year. Recently, the Figure robot learned to perform tasks solely based on observing humans. The American startup stated that its robot can observe how people perform tasks, analyze them, and then autonomously carry out the same tasks. For example, Figure 01 was able to autonomously brew coffee after studying videos for 10 hours without any programmed instructions. Additionally, in a recent video, the company demonstrated how the robot independently moves boxes from one place to another in an improvised warehouse. And recently, the Figure 01 demonstrated the ability to recognize speech, answer questions, and follow commands, interacting with humans. To achieve this, Figure engineers combined the capabilities of the robot with a visual linguistic model developed by OpenAI. Meet one of the most beautiful robots, Grace, the first nurse robot that can help and empathize. The nurse robot, named Grace, combines the precision of advanced robotics to collect accurate, real-time data with the empathy and compassion that traditionally only the human touch can provide. The robot can recognize and respond to the 7 human emotions, mirror their facial expressions, and speak fluently English and Korean. Grace was developed as a companion for elderly patients in elderly care facilities. Her main function is to alleviate loneliness and improve patients' mental health by interacting with them and providing a variety of uplifting activities such as talk therapy and guided meditation. For example, she can listen to seniors' life stories, record them, and pass them on to others, or help patients connect with their families through digital technology. Grace can also perform basic health checks, such as taking a patient's temperature, pulse, and blood pressure, and transmit that data to a medical worker. Its advanced artificial intelligence systems will also help doctors and nurses make more accurate diagnoses, such as for neurodegenerative diseases. This Chinese robot named Jia Jia looks no different from a living woman. It was developed by specialists from the University of Science and Technology of China, located in Hefei. The interactive robot can talk and move, possesses articulation and facial expressions. Its development took 3 years. According to the project leader, compared to previous models, the new robot differs in that it can naturally move its eyeballs, and its speech is precisely synchronized with lip movements. Currently, Jia Jia cannot cry or laugh, but researchers are already working in this direction. Of course, the external similarity to a human is not the only focus of developers' efforts. In particular, they want to teach the robot to recognize facial expressions, which will deepen interaction with humans. The Actroid series robots are the most human-like robots in the world. For example, the Sarah model from the Actroid series can mimic the facial expressions of a person who makes eye contact with it. For 5 years, Japanese companies Kokoro and ATR have been working on creating a humanoid robot that closely resembles a human. The robot is designed to assist in the duties of a caregiver or junior nurse and can be used in hospitals and other places where interaction with humans is required. The model is capable of moving its eyes, opening and closing its mouth, tilting its head, nodding, smiling, simulating breathing, and bending. Essentially, Actroid is a charming robot girl that almost perfectly mimics the appearance of a human. It's worth noting that each Actroid doesn't resemble the previous model, but the appearance of each robot woman is based on an averaged image of several young Japanese women, making each model unique. Scientists claim that in the future, such robots may even be able to administer simple exams and replace low-skilled personnel. Amazon has also decided to keep up with trends by incorporating humanoid robots called Digit, developed by Agility Robotics, into its warehouses. These robots are capable of performing all the movements that regular human packers and sorters can, including intricate hand and finger motions. If the experiment proves successful, these two-legged robots could potentially replace at least 450,000 warehouse employees in the future. However, Amazon denies allegations that robotic devices could replace human workers, stating that Digit will assist the staff. In the initial phase of the experimental project, humanoid robots will be tasked with container disposal, specifically locating and moving empty containers. Digit is well suited for this role, with its dimensions and humanoid form optimized for working in spaces designed for humans. Agility Robotics is receiving funding from Amazon, and the company plans to establish a new facility for robot production in Salem, Oregon. Agility's plan involves an annual production of over 10,000 robotic devices. While Digit has been an experimental project for several years, this status is expected to change soon. In 2024, Agility Robotics aims to commence robot deliveries to partners, and a year later, the general public will have the opportunity to purchase Digit.